Hello, Steve89. Well, Doomcock has another video. I thought it was interesting. Now, it's hard to tell with Doomcock because a lot of people say that he's basically just making stories up at this point and that he's not really a commentator on real events, that he basically just is creating his own fiction, which would seem to be an extension of his own character, which is curious, but I don't know. He's been accurate about a few things, but I found what he was saying about Falcon and the Winter Soldier interesting. Now, I haven't seen the show yet. I didn't even know it was happening. I heard some references, but I didn't know if it was a movie or a comic or what. And then I found out, it's a TV series. It's sort of following on from WandaVision. And honestly, I didn't see all of the Marvel movies. I thought I had, and then I realised, no, you didn't see the Winter Soldier. You snuck into it for about 20 minutes to see if you wanted to see it, and you were going to go back to see it and then didn't. Just like Thor, you didn't watch the second one. I didn't watch Doctor Strange for protest reasons over the whitewashing. So there's a few I haven't seen, so I'm not sure who the hell these characters are really. So I haven't watched it yet. I'll get to it. It's after Batwoman and Supergirl, and there's a whole list of stuff I'm trying to get through. I just don't have enough time to watch TV all day. Now, what he talked about was the TOTS, which is the tune out timestamps. So apparently streaming services, they don't just know the numbers, they also know if you finish a show or not, or if you tune out of a show. And supposedly the overall story is that WandaVision was doing well. Then when they fired Gina Carano, a lot of people started watching WandaVision and didn't recover, and nobody really started watching The Winter Soldier. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the suggestion is it actually did okay, but by the time they got to the second episode, they had a huge TOTS moment where basically a lot of people, around 79.9% apparently coming from his source, tuned out. Now, I don't know if this is actually real, if there's a source, or if he's just making up an interesting article, because at least the stories that he tells and how he tells them are interesting and entertaining. So if this is all just made up, at least he's doing a good job of being entertaining, but he does have people believing that they're all real. So I don't know if this is real or not. I just want to make it clear, not just repeating it like, oh my God, this happened, it's true. Although I did that over the Madonna and Diablo Cody story, but apparently Rosie O'Donnell confirmed that she actually was looking for a new writer, which implies that she didn't finish the story, but that she was actually fired or quit. So I was very doubtful that was actually a real story, and apparently it is. So, but yes, apparently 79.9% of people tuned out at one particular point, and this was a point where there is a cop who apparently is willing to shoot a black person who's arguing with a white person. So this deals with current social issues, Black Lives Matters, all this stuff. Now, who are these people that tuned out? Apparently it got even worse. It went up to 83.49% over the coming days, and there were people actually cancelling their subscriptions. So what does this say? What Doomcock was saying is that people, nice, good, not racist people, basically are tuning out because they don't want politics in their TV. They want escapism. They want to watch superhero TV shows and stories and just have them deal with, guys in their underwear on the outside of their costumes and superpowers, sending thunderbolts at people. That's what they want. They want fantasy. They don't want the real world. And other people say, no, we want our superheroes to be playing in the real world and seem like real people. So there does seem to be this genuine disagreement. But is that who these people are? Are these people generally people who are not racist and like entertainment and don't want politics brought into it? Or are they a bunch of racists who just automatically have an issue with this because it triggers them, because they know this is something that they believe in or engage in, being racist? The idea that it's okay for a white cop to shoot a black person because they're less than human, that they are somehow more guilty or more responsible or more likely to be, deserving of being shot or being in trouble. So who are these people? Who are these 79%? Because that's a lot of people. So are 79.9% of viewers of Disney Plus racist? I'm not sure if that's possible. Are a large percentage racist? Probably. More of them probably just not wanting to engage in politics because either they disagree with it or they just can't deal with it anymore. I can't watch George Floyd die again. I can't do it. People have tried to show the video again now the trial started, and I can't watch it. I'm not going to. Doesn't mean I don't believe in Black Lives Matter. Doesn't mean I don't support it. Doesn't mean I'm not going to actively, as much as I can on my tiny platform, support it and speak out for it and against racism. But I don't want to see it again. I don't want to deal with it all the time. I do want my escapism. So I can understand some people going, ugh, I don't want to deal with this, and switching off. I can understand that. But I also know there's plenty of racist people who are just going to be like, how dare they basically not shoot the black guy and support my idea that, black people are bad and white people are good, and reinforce, my white privilege and racism and all that, like the media normally does. So I'm very curious. I would love to know if this is real and get a breakdown of who these people are. And I really want to know how many people are racist and how many people are genuinely just not wanting politics in their entertainment. Because there's nothing wrong with that. TV doesn't have to be political. Superhero movies, pop songs, they don't have to be political. I don't have a problem with them being political because I'm not a racist, homophobic, sexist person, so I don't get triggered when I see a woman being equal to a man, or a black person being treated like a human being. Those things don't bother me. Like some people, that they bother because they disagree with those things. So I do find it a little bit tedious sometimes when it's really obvious and not done. You can do it clever. You can still do it, just be smart about it. Don't make it obvious so the less than intelligent people don't know they're being educated. You make it obvious that you're preaching to them and telling them they're wrong, they're just going to switch off. So I haven't seen the scene, I haven't seen the episode, I haven't seen the show, I don't know, but I found this very curious and very interesting. And of course he went through a whole thing and, the usual. And they were very much, I don't know if Doomcock's racist, but there's a lot of the Phantom Menace and that sort of side of the fandom that does seem to be radicalised. There was a big article a little while ago about all these people that are alt-right and all that. And I hear people like Clownfish TV constantly saying, oh, we're not left, we're not right. But yet they're constantly attacking anyone on the left. So if you're not right, why are you attacking everyone on the left? Why are you never attacking people on the right? If you're in the middle, if you're an independent, why aren't you attacking or criticising or looking at both sides? They never do. They're always focusing on vilifying or stupefying anyone on the left. So they seem to have an agenda. They seem to be aligned with a particular side. Now, whether they're conscious of this, whether they've been radicalised without knowing it, or whether they're actively doing this deceptively because they know some people will listen and hear and be converted on some level without even realise that their opinions have been changed and pointed towards the radical right or extreme right. So I'm really not sure, but I found it interesting. I watched the video and I just got me thinking. So I thought, I want to talk about this. This is interesting. And so here I am. So what do you think? Does anyone think this is the case? Does anyone think that do you think it's a bunch of racists being triggered, or a bunch of people who are just tired of politics in their entertainment because they go to TV to get away from the real world? If they wanted the real world, they'd watch the news. They'd watch the trial. They'd watch the Black Lives Matter protests or whatever's happening at the moment. They don't want that. So I can understand some of that because I am very protective of how much of that I watch because it does get me depressed. It does affect my mental health, because I've dealt with depression, which is mental illness. Especially in the lockdown. And there was a video of Don Lemon talking about the 9 minutes and 29 seconds. And it took me about 3 days to watch it because I just had to be in the right state of mind to watch it, so it didn't affect me. And while I'm talking about that subject, they're still trying to act as though this guy did nothing wrong. And I'm glad there's a lot of testimony to show that that was excessive force. It wasn't needed. You can assume that someone who's being arrested may resist and use force at the beginning, but when they don't resist or stop resisting, that's when you stop. If you've got your knee on their neck, which you shouldn't have in the first place, but if you do, that's when you remove it. You don't hold it there just because you can, just to prove to the crowd saying no that I can do this. I can defiantly kill this person right in front of you. You can't do anything. I got my boys around me. You know, white power. That's what he was basically doing. That's what that was. And the allegedly racist Asian guy went along with it because there's a lot of issue with Asian people having problems with black people having problems with Asian people. I just watched a few videos and got a little bit educated about that. There was a case in the 90s, a black store person killed an Asian woman. She basically got away with it. No, sorry, it was around the other way. Asian shop owner killed a black lady, shopper supposedly stealing, got away with it. And then when the Rodney King riots happened, supposedly as payback, a lot of black people targeted Asian businesses. So that the Asians and the blacks have not been good for quite a while. And I was aware of this, but I didn't know where that went back to, and that appears to be where that is. So there's a lot of stuff happening at the moment, and I think that cop was part of that. Although, just my opinion, my thoughts, I don't have any proof. But the fact that he stood there and let it happen, and there's so much more on that case. I'd love that situation and that issue I'd like to talk about, because I watched a few videos, like I said, and I just don't quite know how to frame a video about that, so I haven't done one, but just kind of slipped into here. But yeah, Doomcock, was it politics? Was it racist being triggered? Was it people not wanting politics because people don't want to look at that stuff? Like, I looked at those documentaries because in the moment I sort of wanted to deal with that, and I was watching all those videos and going through that. But when I'm watching my other shows, my escapism, I don't necessarily want that coming in, because it does trigger me with the current issues that, you know, are very upsetting. When you see racist people defending racist people and perpetuating racist stereotypes against black people and justifying murdering them, like, some days I just can't deal with it because it's too much. It doesn't mean I ignore the problem, but sometimes I just can't deal with it all the time. So maybe some of these people are just in that state of mind where I've been dealing with this for a year now, and I do need some escape from it. So maybe Doomcock's right. Maybe he's pandering to racists. I don't know. There is definitely a toxic element to the fandom, and a percentage of the fandom that are toxic, but how many? I don't know. I'm kind of exploring that myself because I find it very interesting. But I talk way too long, but I did sort of talk about 2 or 3 different topics. This could have been 2 or 3 different videos, much shorter. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me on any of it? Do you disagree? If so, let me know why. Don't just insult me. It doesn't achieve a whole lot. I don't think it makes you look good either. But I'm curious if anyone has any opinions about this or wants to share them in my comments. Bye.